Well, they're all on route right now. Friday afternoon routes, but this bus is down, so I'm just kind of, this is a lot, I guess, that this guy, all these trucks over here, I don't know if you can see him, but he owns the whole lot, but they contract out to U.S. Mail, so they work like graveyard shift. Here's this bus, 2012 Vision. It sit here and popped a radiator. Here's the radiator. I have it pulled out, and you can see the plastic just split. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it happened. But there's the charge air. There's the actual fan. There's the water pump and thermostat. Here's the bus. Of course, the engine sits back there, but I've got the whole thing tore apart. I mean, it's going to get a new belt. That I can't do it with two hands, but that tensioner pulley is making noise, so I'm going to replace that. It's getting a new water pump. It's getting a new fan hub. Man, just also, by the way, when these things come on, like the engine's running, it's sitting still. When they come on right now. So you don't want to have your hands anywhere near this thing. Of course, that's my workspace. But this is what we got here, and the fan clutch, by the way, is what caused the radiator. It got hot and just, it's a cross between old and it got hot. But the fan clutch was not engaging. So that's what happened. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Ordering parts and waiting for parts is kind of the thing. Apparently Cummins, like, well, long story short, I'm not going to call Cummins because I don't want to talk to someone from some other country that doesn't know what a Cummins is, much less, anyways, I'm going to go up there. It's like a mile away. I'm just going to go get the parts, you know, these little ones like the water pump and the thermostat, but it's getting a new belt. There it is hanging on the mirror. And you can see I'm on gravel, and you can see mowers and stuff back here, but they also run a parking company. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that in the last video. I'm actually working with, I don't know how other states are, but in Oklahoma, any Bluebird bus sold in Oklahoma can only come from one dealer. They usually place them like in the middle of the state, but yeah, basically I'm working for the guy. He's my boss. He owned S&S Bus Sales, which was Oklahoma's only Bluebird dealership, and then he traded Ross Trans, which was a Carpenter dealer in Oklahoma City, and S&S was in Tulsa, but a Bluebird, they swapped. But he was telling me he played a part in the like he brought Carpenter back. He helped design it. He probably helped finance it too. But man, one of these days, if he ever slows down, I'm gonna ask him. I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm gonna ask him, like, man, what did you do? I bet he's got boxes upon boxes of Bluebird crap. You know, sales brochures, probably Wonder Lodge, probably Q-Bus, all that stuff. But what a wealth of knowledge that this guy is. But he's doing charter schools and stuff, and then he's got a parking business. That's what all these things are. This is a parking, basically. They tie these plastic chains to these, but clever little way to keep the wind from blowing them away. And you got the typical Bluebird Vision hood. Also, comment down below. I've been out of the school bus business for a while, so things have changed quite a bit. There were Visions around. My stepdad had some over in Sand Springs, but I worked for Broken Arrow Public Schools 14 years, and we never had a vision. But comment something if you know a trick on how to close these things. These things, I don't know. One of the buses has been wrecked, and it's like whoever put that thing back together didn't even put horns on it. Like, no, I'm not saying the horns were on there, it didn't work. The driver wrote the bus up for a horn that didn't work, and I checked and there was no horns anywhere. But yeah, anyways, these are all, I guess people pay to rent the spot. I guess all these are treasures that are eventually good. Well, that's bus drivers, but all this stuff here, this guy who does the mail stuff rents it out. There's Maria's. Man, this Jeep is so nice. The Grand Cherokee. Like, I've known this lady for 30 years. She's never had anything but a Jeep Cherokee. I remember the little 4.0 inline 6 she had, and she kept it just as clean. But her late husband had this. He was military. I'm pretty certain she was a military brat as well. Highly decorated. I don't know if he's highly decorated, but very particular. Very particular Ranger. I guess that's decorated. I feel like that's something special. But yeah, this is his old truck, and they still drive it. But yeah, there's the office, the mobile command center. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. There's some old visions way up there. I'll try to zoom slow. Somebody already bought them, but they do have some parts, and I've used it. I've used both of those buses for parts. Anyways, I'm back from my hiatus. I'm back in the school bus world, and I guess I'm gonna do this YouTube thing. I'm gonna do another video on like my top 10 YouTube channels that I watch, because my interests are really different than most people. But yeah, Safety Liner C2, and I forgot what Noah's thing was called. But I've also been watching a guy, Retro Chad, and he's doing a school bus museum type thing out at his homestead, I guess. A lot of snow up there. He's got some really nice equipment up there, but yeah, maybe I'll make a video when all the buses come back in. It's also Mayfest in Tulsa. Yes, the mailbox sticker is going away. Mayfest is going on, so they're doing park and ride stuff there. But anyways, I'm gonna start checking fluids on buses coming in. They'll be in any minute.